Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Skywind 007. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at this. This is the Discovery Prehistoric Sea Creatures. So there's a setup time of 5 minutes. So we'll see what happens in 5 minutes. So let's open it up. Okay, so we have this information right here. Their instructions and tips. I'm gonna give you a summary about that. They just kind of jammed this like this in there. I don't think we're gonna need it. And of course the aquarium. So notice that it has a big top, and the main reason for that is because they don't want to give you a pump. That would make it expensive. So instead of having a pump, they have a large top. And this right here, this is just gravel. This right here is the I believe the eggs, and this is the food, and that's it. And you do get this. So this is something that you put on your wall. So it's fairly big. I do like it. Okay, so I read the instructions. So basically you just add the distilled water and the eggs. But the problem is that on the box it just says they're alive, just add water, but it doesn't say distilled water. So now it means that I have to go out back to the store and buy distilled water, because I don't have distilled water in this house right now. So I kind of wish they would have stated on the box, please buy distilled water, do not use tap water, because now they're making me do a unnecessary trip back to the store. So I'm gonna go to the store and I'll be right back. Okay folks, so I am back from the store and I got distilled water. So the instructions say to use 16 ounces. So let's look for that. Ounces right here, 16. And let's do that. So remember, distilled water, and you have to rinse this off with that same distilled water. I already did that. But you cannot use tap water, because tap water has chlorine and that's gonna mess everything up. So let's do this. Okay, so that's 16 ounces. So 16 ounces is about a little over 450 milliliters. Okay, so you put this in there. That's distilled water. And the instructions say to add, you're gonna have this and this and this. There's 3 things here. What you're going to be adding is this right here. These 2 will be used later on. So the instructions say to use scissors, so don't tear this open. Okay, so let's open it up. You're going to distribute them evenly. Okay, so according to the instructions, we're gonna leave it like this in a place that's well lit from natural light, but not in direct sunlight. And it has to maintain, we have to maintain 80 degrees in here. So it cannot be colder than that. And it's gonna take about 24 hours for the first hatches to take place. And within 2 to 3 days, according to this right here, here we go, within 2 to 3 days, they will be more visible. So they're gonna hatch, but they're gonna be kind of small. But in about 3 days, they're gonna be visible, and we're gonna be able to see it. And then we're gonna feed them. We're gonna feed them with this right here. This is the food. And then after a while, after about 3 weeks, we're gonna add sand to the tank. So we're gonna see if that happens. So let's find a good place for this. I'm gonna do that off camera. It has to maintain 80 degrees centigrade in here. I mean 80 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm sorry. Centigrade, that would kill us. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so the temperature in this room right now, it's 77. So that's a little too cold for those eggs. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go to the ceiling and we're gonna close that vent so that the AC doesn't blow any cold air, because it's summer right now. So let's do that. Okay, so here we are. So this is the dirty vent that I have. So if you see over here, this is the X that I drew. Let's zoom in. That X that I drew, that means closed. This is open. So let's do this. So now it's closed. So that's going to prevent the AC from blowing into the eggs, that cold air. So that'll make them hatch sooner. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is make sure that this room stays warm at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's do this right here. We're going to set it to 80 degrees. And that's going to keep the room warm at the right temperature so that those eggs will hatch on time. Okay folks, so here we are, and it's been a few days, I believe 4 or 5 days, and they have started hatching and growing, but they are the size of a flea. It's like they're so small, they are flea size. So let me show you, maybe I can zoom into them. There's a dead spider there. You can see their shadows. You can't really see them, but you can see their shadows. So it's a bit disappointing that they're that small. Because if you look in the box, let me get the box. When you look in the box, they appear to be a lot bigger than the ones, the actual size. So the only thing I can do right now is keep feeding them. So let me get that food out. So here we go. It's brine shrimp food, and it says the same thing again in French. It doesn't say anything else, so let's open it up. And I accidentally dropped that. So that's weird. I think that's enough for now. I don't see them attacking the green stuff at all. But this is what the instructions say to do. Okay, so I brought a magnifying glass. Maybe that'll help. So let's zoom in. And I just can't see them. So let's wait a few more days and maybe they'll grow a little bit bigger. Okay folks, so we have reached the end of this review, and I've been holding on to this for several days. I added that green stuff is the food for the brine shrimp that they call it, and nothing's working out. They're very tiny. They're smaller than fleas. I can see it with the naked eye, but I don't think I can show it to you on video. They do have a tendency to get on the corners. Let me see if I can use this magnifying glass. And yeah, you can barely see them. They're definitely there. If you look right at the corner, like for example, right there, they're just microscopic. So this is not something I can recommend at all. Let me zoom out. This is definitely not something I can recommend at all for either children or adults, because it's not fun. It looks like swamp water. It's you can't see it at all without a microscope, and it was just a waste of time and money. So I'm gonna give this 0 stars out of 5. So please don't buy it. I can confidently say that you should not buy this, because it's not good for anything. It was just a waste of time. I had to go back to the store and get distilled water, and I've been wasting money with this. So this is absolutely useless. Although the other discovery projects were fun. Every one of them, I gave a good review on every one of them that I reviewed on my channel. Like for example, the gemstones, and also the illuminated, what's it called, jellyfish tank. That was fun. And they have some chemistry labs and electronic projects and so forth. They even had the planetarium projector. That was very fun. I recommend that 1,000,000%. But they got it wrong with this. This is a waste of time, and it's probably inhumane for the little animals, although they're smaller than fleas. So we're gonna have to get rid of this. So let's go to the river and get rid of them. Okay, so here we are, and that's the river right there. So let's say goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, folks, so our prehistoric sea creatures, or brine shrimp, they are gone. So this is their new home right there. It's not really a river, it's more like a lake, like an artificial lake. But like I said, this project got 0 stars. It was terrible. It was a waste of time, but that is where they live now. And before we go, I do want to show you something. A lot of the times the vultures like to come here and they like to congregate in this area, and this is what they eat. So this is definitely a natural habitat. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and thumbs up.